An individual's demand curve is simply a graph in which we plot the quantities that a person would buy based on different prices. The reason we call it the individual demand curve is because we're only referring to one person's buying decisions. Often when we consider graphing the curve, we assume that only the price and quantity is changeable, and the other factors are held constant in order to isolate the effect of a single variable. We put quantities on the x-axis and assume they are the dependent variable, while the price is the independent variable, which quantity is dependent on. When we think about purchasing, if a good's price goes down, we would like to buy more of the good and have more customers to purchase. But if the price is too high, more people would think that it's not worth it and then result in lesser customers. This results in a downward sloping as we see the quantity demanded increased when the price decreased. And on the opposite hand, the quantity demand is relatively low when the price is high. This is what we call the law of demand. Often, we don't realize that we're following the law of demand, but we just tend to think that way. And it is so common that economists believe that it is a marginal principle that influences our decisions, which is when we focus on the additional benefits that we would get from a purchase. For example, a consumer is willing to pay $50 for a pair of jeans. So the marginal benefit of consuming the jeans is $50. However, the customer is not willing to purchase an additional pair of jeans at the same price unless the price of the jeans is reduced to $20. That will then tempt the customers to buy another one. In this case, the marginal cost would be $20 because it is the extra cost for one extra unit of purchase. The marginal benefit would be the extra $30 the customer took advantage of. For each of our marginal decisions, the choices are dependent on two major principles. The first one is cost and benefit principle, which claims that we should buy that additional pair of jeans if its marginal benefit exceeds the marginal cost. From the previous example, the extra $30 that the customers took advantage of would be the marginal benefit, and the new cost of $20 is the marginal cost. In this case, the marginal benefit is greater than the marginal cost, and it would be a good purchase. If the price of the jeans only reduced to $40, the likelihood of purchasing a second pair of jeans would be very low compared to $30, which we could see the demand curve as the price lowers, the quantity sold will be higher. The second one would be opportunity cost principle, which is when we compare the benefit of purchasing to its next alternative. For example, if we consider buying a new pair of jeans to a t-shirt that have the same price, we might think that buying a t-shirt would match a perfect outfit, so we might not consider buying a pair of jeans. However, buying two jeans of the same would mean that we don't have to wash them very often, which could save our time. We would then compare the two alternatives and make the best decisions based on whichever one is more beneficial to the individual. Eventually, we come to the conclusion of a rational rule for buyers, which is to buy more of a product if the marginal benefit is greater or equal to the price, so that we don't lose anything, but we still gain profits.